Okay, here we go. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this CTFO Zoom event. My name is Adam Levy. Glad you could be here from Canton, Connecticut. And we have a great cast of people that are on today. Welcome, everybody, as we do these every Tuesday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Glad you all could plug in. For those of you catching us on the replay, hey, we welcome you as well. Let's start with Kathryn. Kathryn, I know you just got back from a worldwide trip internationally. Maybe you can share some thoughts about that. And I know you had some revelations about our amazing CBD as well.
I do. And well, it was a once in a lifetime trip for me. Don't wait until you're as old as I am to take that kind of a trip, Adam.
Okay.
It was just mind boggling. And you knew you were someplace else. The air was different. Everything was just absolutely, you could feel the spirit of the country there. It was just amazing. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it was, because I'm not one of those voodoo-ish kind of people, but it was amazing. It absolutely was amazing. To go back to 3200 BC and find buildings and things like that was just, hard to wrap your head around that. But as far as health-wise, I felt really good there. The air was really fresh and clean. And I loaded up with my CBD before I left because I couldn't take it, internationally. You take a big risk if you do. And by the time I got home and like that next day, I felt horrible. Well, you get the jet lag and all that. I get all that part, but the pain started all coming back. It was 8 days, and I have issues, and I'm still going through some stuff. I just had a big brain MRI done last week, and we know what that's all about. We're looking at a new baseline, and but I've been back on my CBD now, and it's helped with the pain a lot, but it took like another whole week to start feeling better again. It takes time. That's what I prove that to people, is that you can't just like one-time deal and you're feeling all better. It doesn't work that way. And I kind of liked the test, but I didn't like the results of my test of not having it for 8 days. And then I had to leave for Nova Scotia, and you can't take any into Canada or you'll be arrested. So I didn't have it for another 4 days. And oh my God, I think I might die. So my back went out during that period of time, unfortunately. And I could barely stand up or walk, and the pain was ridiculous, like ridiculous pain, more than I've had in years. And by the time I came home, I loaded up my stuff again, and I started feeling better. So my back got better when I got home. I have a lumbar traction device too, and I had to use that and cream and, all that stuff. But just know that, giving it back in your system again and letting it work. Well, the topical works fast too. It really does make, for someone who has illnesses like I do, like chronic nerve pain, I can't even explain it, being without it, and then proving that it actually works. Because sometimes you get used to having something in your system.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You think, well, I'm good now, so I don't do anything anymore. But when you stop, and then for time, it's like, holy God, bring it back. Right. And the new shake, by the way, I have to add in too.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm taking that every day too. So I'm really overloading myself with everything. I like that it's thick.
Yeah, that's it. That is something that everybody seems to be commenting on is how thick the extreme shake is now, the chocolate extreme shake. And a lot of it has to do, of course, with the collagen, 3 different types of collagen in there.
I can use all help I can get right now. So I still get all my results, and I still have to see my neurologists and all that stuff again to see where I'm at. But it's just what it is. It is what it is.
Well, we're excited that you're back. We're good to see that you're in good health.
I had 3 customers I delivered to.
Oh yeah.
I have some old ladies that don't do the online stuff, so they order, and I have 2 new ones today. One of my older ladies tells all her friends, so I delivered CBD cream to 3 old ladies today, and met with them and sat with them and talked with them at the table. So I have 3 new customers that are
all right.
Passing the word to all their friends. So it's great.
Well, congratulations. And again, what a great story to be able to, have to get off of the products because you went to, was it Ireland or Scotland? Where did you go?
I went to Ireland.
Went to Ireland, right. And, obviously can't take it there. So you're forced to test it out. And the other thing is that it does take some time. People expect to get results in a night or two.
No,
And the reality is it has to build up in your system.
somebody might, but not me. I mean, I'm like a wreck. So, it take time for me. The topicals, of course, work right away.
Yes.
But you still feel horrible. You know what I mean? You don't have the pain, but have all the other stuff. Like that vice grip around my body, squeezing it to death, like it's on having my blood pressure done on my whole body, that kind of stuff. That's what I get.
Well, fantastic. We're glad you're on the mend again, and it's just great to see you. We missed you.
Like when remission again, because I tend to. So we're going to hope for remission again.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? I'm sure that'll happen for you. You're certainly taking, I'm sure, the strongest strength, the 1500, I imagine,
yes,
is what you're doing. So,
and a few guys in between.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Well, I want to touch on a couple of things here. We're going to then open it up, see if there's anybody have any questions. But one of the things that I'm noticing is there are a lot of leaders that I've had on my team that are reaching back out to me because they are re-engaging, and I'm seeing a lot of that right now. So I've got some really great people that are re-engaging, and they are starting to market again. And I think one of the things that's really bringing people back, besides some of the new stuff that's coming out and about to come out, which is a big deal, I think the economy has a lot to do with it. I do the shopping at my house. And let me tell you something, it's up 20, 30%, the grocery bill every time I go shopping. I'm just amazed at how some of the things that I'm buying are double the price of what they once were just, a few short months ago. And so I think people are kind of waking up to the fact that, we need another income, right? We need a secondary income. We need another income stream coming into the house. And so people are really open right now to figuring out how they can, make ends meet, have enough money at the end of the month to be able to, afford to pay for their lifestyle. And it is, it's not just gas, it's everything, right? So our business is picking up from in a big way from that. And there's just a lot of people that, they liked CTFO, they got involved for whatever reason a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, and life got in the way, or maybe they just didn't need the money that bad or whatever. But you might want to revisit some of these sharp people that you've known from the past and just see where they're at, because they are surfacing. And when you start to tell them about some of the new things that are coming out with CTFO and reevaluating their situation, they'll be reminded that, oh yeah, this was a business that I could actually build and create an income from. And so, I'm reaching back out to people I haven't talked to in a while. I've got some new folks that have just joined the team, and it's just nice to see people who are have potential that are getting involved in CTFO. And I think we're going to have a lot more of that. And I'll point out why, because we've got the big event coming up November 5th. It's a Super Saturday. There will be another new product announcement that day. And, they've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline. They're holding it off, so you can't put out too much at one time. But they've got something coming out on the 5th, which is going to be very exciting. But also, there is something coming out in January that is going to be more of a game changer, and it's going to really attract network marketers to our business. And I'd like to take you back a little bit in a story that helped me create wealth for myself and a lot of others with Kevin Fournier back, pre-Goji, right? There was a product that we marketed that we got wealthy with. It was Himalayan Goji juice. Many of you know that story, but we were there before it came out, right? We were there when the company was figuring out the compensation plan for it, right? We knew it was going to come in a 4-pack, and we knew it was going to be this much money. And so, we were tasked with putting together the comp plan that would fly for that. My wife, Lisa, designed the label for the bottle. Okay. We were there at the very beginning before that launched, several months before. And what I can tell you, without knowing the details, because I really don't know them, but if you talk to Kevin Fournier and you get a sense of what's coming in January from him, and I've only been able to do this because, I've done some three-way calls with him, with some leaders. And what's coming out in January is going to be something that's really going to attract networkers. Like that experience back in 2003 is when it was, that really turned this whole industry on its ear, and people were coming in droves to be part of what was happening with our company at the time. And I see this as a window right now, between now and that launch, say, beginning to mid-January, where you want to be reaching out to networkers, because they're out there right now. Most companies are, this time of year, they start to taper off and dip a little bit. We're not, we're up like 10, 15% because of all the great news and all the things that are coming out. But there's a lot of networkers out there that are looking for a home, and some of them are approaching you on other things. And, the thing that they just got excited about or just went to a convention for, or whatever it is, keep in touch with those folks. Build relations with those folks. Maybe turn them on to our Extreme Shake with the collagen in it. Get them involved in one way or another, and have them stay on the radar. But if they're networkers and they're people that have experience, you've got such great timing, and you've got great tools, and you've got great alignment to be able to bring in the right kinds of people. Three-way calls with Kevin, he's available, right? You want to do some of these. You want to have some people have some experience, set up a call with Kevin. He won't tell you exactly what it is, but he'll give you a sense of what's about to happen and that new person that you're trying to introduce. And the more of those you do, you can do them with me too. You can do them with others, but I'm telling you right now, don't be afraid to get Kevin Fournier on the phone to talk about what's coming up and why everything is in place with CTFO for that big run. And, that's what he's been doing over the last year. He's been, aligning the company and all of its systems so that we can sustain a big run. Because the last thing you want to do is have a fast growth situation when a company is not ready for it. Well, guess what? This company is ready for it, right? Everything's in place. Pay Quicker's in place. It's international. All the things that you need that have to be in place for a major growth. I mean, Kevin already knows what it takes to do it, and that's what he's been laying the foundation for the last, year or so. So here we are at the very beginnings of that. You're starting to see products come out on a pretty regular basis, but I can tell you right now, January, and don't wait. You want to be doing this now. That window, I have to promise you something, that window, knowing, and again, we didn't know what the product was when I say I was in early. Yes, of course, when my wife designed the label, we knew what the product was at that point. But prior to that, we did not know what it was. We knew that it was a juice or a liquid that came in 4 bottles back in 2003. But we built that story and told people and networkers about what was about to come, that was going to be a blockbuster product. And that window of a couple of months made all the difference in the world for our business, and created, millionaires is what it did. So take advantage of this timing is what I got to say for you guys. And let's see. Other things that I wanted to cover before we move on. Also, it's also a great time to reach out to people that have been in your group that are maybe a little bit inactive, but they were really good people. There are people that, maybe they love the products. Maybe they're just product people and they love the product. And maybe they came in to build a business and they just, are now just kind of customers. People that maybe got distracted and aren't paying attention, but they're good, business people. You want to reach back out to them, because you've got this deadline of October 31st, where if you're not active, right, if you don't have an active order of $45 or more in a 60-day period, they will lose their downline, right? That's something that's newly being implemented. All companies have something like it. Ours is very lenient, $45 in 60 days. If you can do that, then you can keep your organization. If you're not serious about the business, and so your organization will go away. You'll still have your account, you'll still be able to order products. But if you are doing this to make money, if you are doing this to be in business, and you've got people like that in your organization that maybe aren't paying attention and don't realize that that's about to happen, you want to reach out. Who's going to be upset, right? Find out who those people are and preempt that, right? So that you don't have that problem. And reach out to those people because it just needs to be brought to their attention, and then maybe you'll get them on a smart chip for something that makes sense for them. And that is the best way to guarantee that you don't run into problems anyway. Because I don't know about you, but I couldn't remember to do something every 60 days if that's the plan I was on, right? We don't have an auto ship for every 60 days. We have one for every month. And so if you're not on smart ship, 60 days could roll around without you having an order. And, that's what you don't want to have happen, because you will lose your downline in that situation. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out because I know we're going to be, hearing the stories later of people that forgot, people that didn't get on Smart Shop, or people like, oh no. And here's the point about this. As these new products come out, those folks are going to want to get paid on any work that they have done, whether it was a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. They're going to want to get paid on the new orders and the people that are going to newly engage in those groups because of these new products that are coming out. And if they lose their group, that won't be the case. So you've got a lot of great things to share with people about the importance of not losing your group and the things that are coming out. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that tonight and just let everybody know that I've been reaching out to a lot of people, and they are excited to try the Extreme Shake. People are ordering that product because obviously it's new. And to have collagen, 3 different types like that, it's such a great buzzword today, and all the other things that are involved. And I've got a lot of people doing 3-way calls, which has really been a lot of fun. So take advantage of all the alignment that you have, the timing that you have, and the access that you have right now with CTFO, because if you play your cards right over the next 30, 60, 90 days, you can set yourself up for a really great 2023. So with that, I just want to kind of open it up a little bit, see if anybody has any questions or thoughts or things they'd like to share. Don't be shy.
So Adam.
Yes. Michael.
A little challenge here. What is going to make this product in January any different than what we have now? Because what I'm hearing is that product is really going to reel in the network marketers.
Yes.
And so what is going to make that product different than what we have now? Because I mean,
it's very unique, Michael. It's very unique in the marketplace. It's not a CBD product, so it'll be available internationally, which is great. But also it is very unique. Nobody else is doing it.
What I wanted to hear. It's what I wanted to hear.
Sorry that I left that off. I don't know what it is. I just know.
I don't have any. Yeah.
I've just done the calls with Kevin, and so I hear how he talks about it, and that's one of the things that he mentions, because that is a great question.
I don't have anything against CBD, I promise you, but it's time to go shopping. It's time to move on.
That's right. It's time to do some other things. Hey, look, we already have the best CBD out there, right? The 10X Pure technology and all that. And it's such a great business. I mean, but there's 3 CBD places on Route 44 here in my town. There's 3, right? And I'm sure they have great stuff too. But it's a market. It's a maturing market, and we have our piece of it, which is nice. And a piece of this giant market that keeps growing is always a good thing, especially when you have a product that stands out. But in our field of direct sales, you've got to have something really, really hot that's going to attract people who have experience, and that's the kind of thing that's about to happen in January.
Anyway, I'd like to bring up the word system, if it's okay.
Please go right ahead.
you know, I claim that I have a system, which is Linktree, only because it's so easy to put a bunch of information in one place. So when you're speaking to somebody, because I experience it every day, I'm constantly either giving out a card or speaking to somebody either about health or about money. And I got to tell you, I don't know about you guys, but if I didn't have Linktree, I would find it, and I'm talking from a personal standpoint here, I would find it very hard or very difficult as to what piece of information I would send them, where I would send them, because we have so many websites, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, as most of you know, man, I'll tell you, I've been working my butt off with this Linktree for well over a year, maybe a year and a half. And, you know, you keep changing things around until you kind of get it right. And let me tell you something. It's so simple. Oh, so what I wanted to get at, we have the tools. That's automatic. And that's what I use here is the tools on Linktree. Last week I talked about products are the business. And I don't care, we've all experienced it. As much as we want to talk about the opportunity, 9 out of 10 are going to say, well, I got to try the products before I can promote the business. At least that's what I've experienced for 26 years.
Absolutely.
So what I decided to do is I decided to kind of change everything around on my Linktree and really go from a products, all of the flagship products that we have, you know, with a few doctors, you know, and they're all, as you well know, 3 and 4 minute videos. So again, getting back to the system, and I'm really hoping that this group here really buys into it, because number one, Linktree is free. Adam and I use it. It's free. Like I said, it's free.
Michael,
you
is
know,
it free?
It's free, although I pay $6 a month. I do pay $6 a month because I can track, you know, not who's clicking, but I can track what they're looking at.
Right, you have the pro version that gives you that.
And it's $6 a month,
Yeah.
and it tells me, you know, it tells me a lot of things.
And you're putting enough people to that link that it warrants you knowing what they're clicking on.
I'm having 30 to 35 people per day that are I've got about 14 links, maybe 12 links on Linktree, and I've got about 30 to 35 people a day that are clicking on these links. Okay, from going to the store, going to, you know, and I start off. This is crazy. I thought I would never ever do this, but you know, my first link, besides, become a customer and go shopping and save 30%. That's the very first link on top, because I want to make it easy that's where you go shopping. Now, every other link, I started off with the 10X Pure. And the reason why, and I'm only telling you the feedback that I'm getting from people, when I mention when they look at a product, they say, how much? You know, so, you know, how much for $20 is so easy, because I want to get them to come to the store shopping. Okay. And everything else will take place, you know, and the benefits of the 10X Pure. Okay. And everything with us is the 10X Pure technology. That's the step up that we have over everybody else. Okay. So what I'm getting at, and this is really important as a group, is you don't have a system. I don't have a system unless everybody's using it.
Right.
If everybody, and I mean, listen, you know, I'm really talking purely about my personal organization as well as your personal organization and other people's organizations. But if you have all of your people for free and to put a few links up on, well, as Adam, oh, you're sure, is that mine?
Yeah, I'm showing yours.
That's, yes, yeah, that is mine right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I have up there. Okay. And people are looking, especially, believe it or not, a lot of people are looking at glutathione and coming back to me and asking me, you know, blah, 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 you know, what it is and so on and so on. So product is the business. People are going to want to try products. And if they're happy with the products, then the business will automatically happen. And I can clearly tell you, if you've got 5 people in your organization that is using, and you know what, it doesn't have to be Linktree, but something like it that people can put together in a matter of 15 minutes. Literally,
Yeah, it's so easy to just, you know, find the videos that you want to use and pop them up there on Linktree, and then just, you know,
so simple. You know, and I have a couple testimonials, like I got Vizense's testimonial about diabetes, what, you know, Super 7 did for him. You know, I got my testimonial as to, you know, what CBD has done for me. And they're very short, 1 minute, you know, testimonials. But all of the other tools that I'm using is company, you know, tools. And listen, you know, this business is tough enough without knowing where you're going to lead people. Absolutely. And for me, it's an automatic Linktree every time, no matter who I speak to. Okay.
And if they can get through a couple of those videos, they're going to have questions, right? They're going to come back to you with intelligent questions. They're going to already have an interest in some of the products. They'll have heard testimonies. I mean, it's just an all-in-one great third-party place, or place that, yeah, it's anything that's not your mouth talking is third party.
Hey, Michael, do you recommend category business, education, or health and wellness? Which category do you recommend?
Go with health and wellness, because, you know, it's such a big, you know, and the reason that I say that is because, you know, people are Googling and people are going to YouTubes and people are putting in certain words like health or wellness. And, you know, with that, you know, you'll pop up, you know, so.
Hey, Michael, that's, I love what you're saying. And I know that Timothy is on. I want to bring up Timothy for a second, because he just has somebody that was really interested in getting started. He was working some cold leads, and he's got somebody that is interested in the product. Timothy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, but she didn't even get on tonight.
But listen, we talked about this earlier. That's about relationships, right? That's about building relationships. She's not ready to be part of the group, you know? But tell us the story, at least, about, you know, where she was thinking about getting started, and, you know, about the people that she's already, you know, looking at sharing this with.
So because I've gone through like 60 people, finally I got somebody to answer their phone. And she was like, well, I've already signed up. And I was walking her through the back office, and she's like, oh, here's all the training. She goes, I'm going to go through this. And I was kind of explaining to her how I started my business. I came in at a platinum, and I purchased things that I could use for myself, but share with other people. And she was like, well, that's what I'm looking at. You have a lot of stuff in here for women, like your hair growth and your skin care. And she's like, I've got a lot of lady friends that like that kind of stuff. So, you know, it was a positive outcome, I think. You know, if she's going to order, she sounded very positive. That's all I can say.
But here's what you want to do is you want to keep sending her, you know, additional information, things to watch. Like, for instance, if you had what Michael was saying about, you know, LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, Linktree. If you had Linktree, then you would have all the very important, most important videos in one place, and you can say, hey, did you get a chance to see this video yet on my Linktree? And you could, you know, keep pointing out, because what you should be doing right now with her is on a daily basis having a little text conversation, right? You don't know how busy people are, what's going on in their life, but you know what? If you can start a conversation with text, and they're responding, you're going back and forth with them, you can get to the next level of the relationship, and you can get to the next step and the next video and the next, question and the next, well, let's order, right? You can get to that. So you just have to keep that conversation going. That's the key to it. Keep the conversation going with them. Text is always a great way. I'm in conversation with several people at a time. Usually when I say at a time, I mean, we're currently having a conversation over the next 24 to 48 hours because, we're back and forth on Messenger. I sent somebody a coffee sample the other day. She just got it last night. She said she was going to have coffee today. I sent her a text, say, hey, how was the coffee today? I haven't heard back from her yet, but she just got it. So maybe she didn't drink it this morning. I don't know what. Maybe she hasn't been on Facebook. I don't know. But you know what? We're going to continue the conversation. I'm going to keep reaching out and following up until she's like, hey, yeah, this is awesome. How do I get it? Or, I got to reactivate my account, that kind of a thing. So that's the key to it, is you're building a relationship and you're continuing the conversation with these people that, you got to bite, right? You got to bite. And now you got to set the hook and help reel them in. But it's about conversation and putting something in front of them that is going to have them have an aha moment that goes, you know what? I really got to get going on this.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'll
So don't be
start with something
disappointed
small.
because you didn't show up to the team call, the team Zoom, on your first date. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was, right? That's exactly what it's
I
like.
sent her all the links. I sent her the link to this, and I sent her the link for the corporate Zoom tonight.
Mhm.
So,
And where does she live? Is she in California?
I think it said Indiana.
Okay. So
But I sent her a friend request. I did find her.
and again, and here's the thing, you can't take anything personal. She may not be on Facebook all that much. You can send a friend request to your blue in the face. If the person's not on that platform, guess what? You're going to hear crickets, and you're going to think, and if you take it personally, then you're going to think, well, what's wrong with me? Has nothing to do with you.
I sent her my info. I sent her my Facebook info too.
That's good.
So,
But you also have her phone number, so you're texting her, right? And if all else fails, you can just text her. Text back and
hey,
forth.
how you doing?
There you
Just
go.
touching base.
There you go. Just touching base. All right, Timothy, great job. Appreciate you. We're a little over time, but I wanted to just say thanks everybody for hopping on. Michael, appreciate you talking about the system and reminding everybody that Linktree is a great way to put all your links in one place, so you always know what to share with people. All right, everybody, have a great, great night. The corporate Zoom comes up at 9 p.m. ctfowebinar.com. You don't want to miss it. It happens every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. And we'll see you next week on Tuesday Night Live. Everybody have a great night. Bye for now.
Good night.
Hey, everybody.